Welcome ladies and gents, Chris Andre here. You can find me at BetBoxing on Twitter. Of course, you can subscribe to the channel. Let's talk boxing. What a mammoth of a fight we have on tonight. A behemoth of a fight. The undisputed lightweight championship of the world is on the line as the Dream, Devin Haney, faces up against high-tech VASYL Lomachenko. I cannot wait. And I've already been uploading some content. Earlier in the week, I had a discussion with Steve Kim. We've been getting great feedback about that, so please take the time to check it out. We talk tactics and refereeing, making the weight, and politics surrounding the fight too. Check that out. And there's a lot more content coming between me and Steve, by the way, that I've yet to upload. That'll be coming in the next few days. In addition to that, I've also uploaded my very detailed technical breakdown and prediction video. I love getting the love from you guys when it comes to my technical breakdown videos. I thank each and every one of you that takes the time to watch and comment. So if you've yet to do that, you're missing out. Get involved. Let's talk though about this particular push that we saw, because it's been interpreted in a variety of different ways. First and foremost, you've had a lot of people saying, why are people complaining? Stop being soft. What's the big deal? They're two fighters. They're going to punch each other. It's only a shove. But I have to beg to differ. This is not only a shove. It's not your typical push. You can see Devin Haney's right leg come back there to generate leverage, and he really snaps the push and he lands with the palms. This is not a typical shove. It is, in my opinion, designed to leave something on Lomachenko. He wants to hurt Loma there, whether that means bruising or whatever it might be, create some sort of whiplash effect that could affect the neck and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a moment. But other people have been saying, like I said, that this was just to big up the fight and to sell tickets, something that Showtime Sean Porter has said in an interview with Fight Hub TV. He also said that maybe it was to send a message to try to get in the mind of Lomachenko to spook him, and that he doesn't think that that worked against a wily old veteran. But the reason I think there's so much more to it than that, apart from the fact that he created leverage, is because of the sheer impact. I mean, listen to the contact. That's quite significant. You can see how his body contorts his lower back. Look at that. Look at his neck. It's a serious push. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's just a shove. Well, if you think that that's just a shove, you don't really know how to palm strike someone in the chest. In a UFC fight between Drakkar Klose and Jeremy Stephens, in the weigh-in for that fight, Stephens shoved him so hard that Klose was left with concussion and also a cervical neck sprain. In other words, whiplash. So don't for 1 minute think that these sorts of things can't leave something on a boxer and affect them. Now, a lot of people have been saying this is really out of character from Devin Haney. I'm so surprised. This seemed to be going swimmingly, the build-up, without any real attitude. I think people have got very short memories, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of needle in this fight for a very long time. Let's not forget that Devin Haney has said some pretty outlandish stuff in the past, and so has his dad, Bill Haney. Very provocative, inflammatory type of stuff. Things like, I'll never lose to a white boy. But it's not just that. Bill Haney went on a podcast and he said, we're going to stomp on white Jesus. You had Paulie Malignaggi refused to believe that Lomachenko was ducking Devin Haney, and he said that actually I feel Devin Haney's going to be the one to duck Lomachenko. And you saw a very volatile exchange between Malignaggi and Haney, and a lot of Haney's fans were accusing Paulie of being racially biased because of that. So it's caused a real furore. There has been needle there. And I've even been caught up in this, because when I was critical of Devin Haney's comments about stomping on white Jesus and saying how disrespectful that was, talking about another faith's religious figure in that way, I had a few Devin Haney fans leave comments and try to justify it. And these people that were trying to justify it were saying, well, Jesus wasn't actually white, so he's not really insulting. But can you imagine it was a practitioner of Hinduism, for instance, and he was to insult an Islamic figure, a religion that the Haneys follow. If he was to turn around and say, well, what's the big deal? But we don't really believe in those Islamic figures. They didn't exist, so it's okay. Well, no, that wouldn't be okay, would it? It would still be outrageous. It would still be outlandish. But it shows the sort of fervor that the Haneys were able to whip up. And so it shows you the sort of emotion that they had stirring inside them too. So to be honest with you, I'm not surprised the way other people are. A lot of people have been saying this is a sign that he's afraid of Lomachenko, like a cornered animal in some ways. You know, when Derek Chisora is under stress, he will often react with violence too. We've seen it when he slapped Vitaly Klitschko. He spat water in the face of Vladimir. He threw a table at Dillian Whyte. He threw water in Dillian Whyte's face. He grabbed another fighter and kissed him. I mean, Derek Chisora's list of just crazed actions is endless, but it tends to be when he seems to be under pressure. He seems to be a little bit intimidated, and his first go-to response is to have a fight, to fight his way out of that scary moment, so to speak. So a lot of people are observing it like that. I don't actually think that's the case. I don't think this is massively out of character from Devin Haney. When he did do this very violent push, you saw that he had those cringeworthy hype men in the background who just carried on talking rubbish about he doesn't want it, he's afraid. They didn't miss a beat. They weren't surprised by what had occurred. I have a feeling this was premeditated. Haney wanted to do this. And yes, part of it was to put a message across, but I also think maybe he wanted to leave something on Lomachenko. That's my take on it anyway. He'll be hoping that maybe he did give him some sort of whiplash type effect, bruise the neck, bruise the collarbone, bruise that shoulder, which he's had surgery on in the past. That is what I believe the motive was. Let me know if you disagree. Do you believe Devin Haney is spooked? Is he afraid? Maybe he's not afraid at all. Maybe he's just very angry at Lomachenko for whatever reason, and he wants to release all that pent-up frustration on him. If that is the case, do you think it could work against Devin Haney? Is it possible that Devin will fight a fight that is not typical of him and he'll come unstuck? Or potentially you think it's the other way around. Maybe he'll get in the mind of Loma and Loma will think, you know what, I really want to punish this guy. He did come out and say he's got no power, I've seen it now, and he's also mine, he's mine. Maybe Loma is the one that's going to start running red lights a little bit too early, getting too keen to land big shots on Devin, and maybe he'll walk onto something. Or perhaps that overly keenness will just get him smothered a lot more. Let me know what it is that you think this effect will be in terms of this fight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to hit a stiff jab on the like button, a right cross on the subscribe button, and an uppercut on the notifications button. Thanks for watching, everyone. Chat to you soon. Take care. God bless.